Hi, my name is Rebecca, and I transferred into NYU Tisch Film School for my sophomore year of college. It's definitely not easy, as no path is easy, but I do think it was the right pick for me. But if you think that film school is also the right pick for you, then watch this video. Hopefully you can learn something from my tips. So my first tip is to identify your strength or your niche, but stay open to everything. When you enter film school, they'll usually say, oh, do you want to be a cinematographer, screenwriter, gaffer, blah blah blah. And it can be overwhelming because I feel like a lot of the times everybody wants to be everything, but it is good to pick something that you think you're best at and fits you well. But I would definitely recommend to try and learn everything. Try and experiment with cameras, try and experiment with lighting. Lighting is actually really crazy important, and I didn't realize that before entering film school. For me personally, I believe I want to specialize in screenwriting because I think writing is one of my strengths. My second tip is to talk to everybody and be nice. Sounds simple, but unfortunately, so there's so much that you can learn from the people around you in an environment like film school. Because yeah, you're all there maybe for because of different things, but you're all there kind of for the same reasons. So I would say just talk to everybody. You don't have to necessarily click with everybody, but just try and be a sponge and soak in as much as you can from people, because people can be incredibly inspirational and interesting and just entertaining to talk to. My third tip is to try and work on as many sets on the weekend as you can. Obviously, don't burn yourself out, like don't work every single weekend, but especially when you're in an environment like film school, it's hard to replicate those exact conditions after you graduate. So try and just take as much as you can for your 4 years, because they're gonna probably be some of the most resourceful. There's so many ways to find opportunities and casting calls. Again, just word of mouth is usually best, I guess, but there's also Instagram accounts, backstage, things of that sort. And if you can't find any opportunities, just make them. I love that because momentum and consistency is better than output. So as long as you're just consistently putting in effort, you're probably going to see results. Don't always be the person waiting for somebody to include them. Be the person to include others, because people will remember that. My fifth tip is to be the collaborator that you want to have. So a lot of people expect a lot from the people that they're working with, but won't give that same effort back. Being a good collaborator opens more doors. It makes you a reliable person and also gives you a reliable reputation, but it also importantly makes you trust yourself more. Film is all about collaboration. So yeah, you can't really make a film by yourself. It takes a lot of group effort, and I think that's one of the most beautiful parts of it. My sixth tip is to actually watch film and TV. Knowing what you like is probably one of the most important things in film school, or just being an artist in general. Knowing what themes draw you in is really going to help you when you're trying to think of your own ideas. Get lost in a story, get lost in art, but also try and think of the practical things of it. Being in film school gives you a more unique experience, I think, because it trains your eye to notice so many things. Recognize the themes in your own writing or art or film, whatever. Knowing what you naturally gravitate to makes you understand yourself more. Once you know what you gravitate towards, you can develop your niche or your strengths as best as you can, and you can just trust yourself more. Ask questions and share your thoughts in class. It can be really beautiful when you make a space that people feel comfortable enough to share their opinions. Professors love when their students are engaged with the material, and don't be afraid to talk to your professors. I just thought I should mention this, but last fall I had an amazing documentary class, and I genuinely feel that the whole class was kind of connected in a way I never really experienced in a class environment. It was just a very tight-knit feeling, supportive environment, and I hope that you guys can experience something like that. Engage in art of all forms. For example, taking a painting class like I did last semester. It was really fun. Or just go to a cafe and read a good book. Or try and make a YouTube video. Yeah. Practicing these different things will really just stimulate your brains, strengthen your neural connections. That will just translate into everything and just make you genuinely enjoy the process of creating even more. You might be surprised about what you learn about yourself and what you like. Comparison is a thief of joy. Jealousy. Oh my. Being in an environment like film school, you're probably going to be surrounded by very talented and hardworking people. Jealousy can be really confusing and hard to deal with. You really just can't let it make you bitter. If you are jealous of something, just try and recognize the part of you that's lacking and try and make that change for yourself. Use jealousy as information. Sit with difficult ideas and processes. I often get really intimidated by my projects. I was actually writing this entire video trying not to think about another project. If you have an idea and you're passionate about it, only you can really bring it into fruition. Believe in yourself. So this path is obviously very unconventional and uncertain, and it's really easy to get lost in all of the doubt. It's obviously a great privilege to pursue an art degree. Try and remember why you are doing this, and try and think of the support as more motivation to succeed and keep going. But I think it's very important to believe in yourself first, because nobody else is going to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. My 13th and last tip is to finish everything. Often you'll make something and you don't really like how it turns out. It's different than what you pictured in your head. So it's really easy to be like, oh, actually, no, and abandon the project. But if you just stick with it and finish it, even if it's not your favorite, you're gonna learn so much from your mistakes as well as the process, because experience is experience. And I'm just gonna add on to that right now. Share your projects as well. Sharing a work has not been easy for me. I don't think it's easy for anybody. I'm just thinking of me last year before I went to NYU, watching YouTube videos just like this. Every project you do is a stepping stone to your greater potential. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is the first video I'm making of this nature, but I definitely want to make more talking videos because I just love watching them and I have a lot of things to say. And if you watched the whole video, thank you so very, very, very much. Thank you. Bye.